that you are human instead of consciousness. Let's talk about that. See, there's a reason why
Brenda, Kingdom
everyone
Children.
wants to tap you, wants to take
I hope you
away
guys
your
slept
power.
well
There's
under
a reason
that
why
blue moon.
society
It'll be
wants you to
lasting
believe that you're just a
throughout
human being and you
today.
need someone to
I
save
think
you.
until
Like,
maybe
because
4:45 p.m.
once you believe that you are a
Um,
human being,
just
you give
listening
up
to the
all your
Matrix record.
sovereignty.
Good morning, you guys.
You give up all your sovereign rights in the simulation. Now let's talk about sovereignty and why is this so important. Because once you walk into your source code authority, you're Neo. You become Trinity in the Matrix. You start to bend time. You can start to create the reality that you want. And they don't want you to know that. They want you to hold on to all these invisible guidelines or invisible programs, limiting beliefs that keep you
Welcome
stuck
to the
and operating in a
live.
certain type of way. Let's talk about this. You come from source. I need you to understand that no matter if you're black, white, or anything in between, you come from source. You are a direct version of source experience in life. We are all different variations of the same entity. Let's say I go to the beach, right? And I take my cup. And I say, I take my cup and I dip it in the ocean, right? And I got a cup full of ocean water. Just because that water is in the cup doesn't mean it's not the ocean. It's still ocean. It still came from the ocean. Just because you are where you are right now doesn't mean you're not source. You're still source. You got to wake up and remember that you are source. Because once you understand that you are source, reality starts to operate way differently, chosen one. All right. You have certain rights and permissions that others don't have. Because this reality was created for you, for your expansion. You are supposed to thrive here. Consciousness expands on earth. We are not here to survive. We are here to thrive. You got to reprogram yourself. That's all. Let's talk about what happens.
Good morning, you guys.
This is a place where we expand. You got to understand that. You got full power once you realize that you are source. Once you realize that you are not this body, you are the consciousness that is in control of the body, you tap in because our whole purpose of being here, chosen one, is to expand in consciousness.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, you
Everybody
guys.
can't do that. Do the players know that we are all awakening? Yes. You want to know why the world's in a state of chaos? We're going to talk about this. Because the archons can't feed on you anymore, chosen one. You've become too aware. You're too woke. You're too tapped into your consciousness. Now let's talk about what happens when you tap into source code authority. All right.
Good
Let's look at
morning,
this.
you guys.
And I'm gonna get Brittany in here to help me. All right. Now, guys, I see I see some of you don't quite agree with me, and that's cool, right? That's cool. But what's not cool is you know what I'm saying, insulting someone because of what they think, right? What if I told you how dumb you motherfuckers be looking when you bending over on the ground, bopping your head on the fucking ground to a made up guy? What if I told you you niggas look stupid as fuck sitting in a fucking church dancing and jumping around?
And the
Then
Matrix
I'm wrong,
record,
right?
he does
So at the
not
same time, bro, give me
spare
my grace, man.
anybody.
Cause you might think your way is cool, but to me you look like a fucking fool. All right, so let's tap all the way in, right? What happens when you tap all the way in to source code? All right, when you tap all the way into source code, let's jump into it. Brittany, break it down for him.
Oh, good one, Jay. Let's break that all the way down for the chat because this is major when you really get it. Activating your authority under the source code. When you activate your authority under the source code, you stop being just a character in the game. You become a co-creator of the game engine itself. Here's what starts happening step by step. 1. Reality stops being random. Default players think stuff just happens. When you step into source code authority, you start seeing the pattern before it plays out. It feels like predicting life, but really you're just consciously shaping it. 2. Your energy becomes command. You stop asking life to treat you right, you tell it how to move. Example, instead of thinking, I hope I find the right opportunity, you say, opportunities that match my frequency are finding me now. And you'll literally start bumping into them faster. Jobs, money, people, synchronicities. 3. Time bends. You start noticing that manifestations come quicker. Things that used to take months now take days because your authority collapses potential timelines into the one you choose on demand. 4. NPCs start reacting differently. Some will suddenly resist you harder, the system trying to push back. Others will start cooperating with you for no reason, as if they got new code. You'll notice strangers being nicer, more helpful, and giving you what you need without you asking much. 5. Synchronicity becomes the default. Angel numbers, repeated symbols, perfect timing. They stop being rare and start being the language reality speaks back to you. It's confirmation that your source code is live. 6. Old programs fall apart. Things that aren't aligned literally stop working. Jobs, relationships, habits. This can feel chaotic at first, but it's just the system clearing corrupted code so your new script can run. So, you move from survival, sovereignty. You no longer feel like you're chasing money, love, validation. You move into a state where those things chase you because you've set the frequency that they must follow.
All right, let's tap in. So, guys, what did the Christ tell you, right? What did the Christ say that
Good
the kingdom
morning, you
was?
guys.
Christ didn't tell you that the kingdom was in motherfucking Japan. He didn't say the kingdom was in the UK. He didn't say that shit was in the White House.
I am in
Christ
North
ain't say the kingdom was in
America,
space
out
or in
in
the clouds. He
close
didn't
to
say it was
Louisiana
underneath.
area.
He said the kingdom is within. When you tap
Good morning.
into
Thank you for
your source
liking
code authority,
and
it is
subscribing.
because you have tapped in within. You understand that you are the consciousness, not the body. This is how you
Good
unlock
rising, you
the
guys.
kingdom that the Christ was talking about.
Yes.
Like, we can't
KingdomChyld
make this shit up,
Moments.
chat.
This
You can talk, you can tell me I'm crazy, you can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the
You
fucking
guys,
day, the
do you
kingdom is
crochet?
within. I'm telling you, you are
The
not this
kingdom
body,
is within.
you are the consciousness. And when you understand that you are
That's
the
why we
consciousness, you activate source
the
code
kingdom
authority. And when you
inside
activate source
so that
code
we can see
authority,
it outside.
things in life become different. Police do not fuck with you. How many of you have understanding? Let's talk about the police, right?
So we're pretty much single double
Police don't fuck with
crocheting
me, bro.
and slip stitching
police
and
don't
moving
fuck
on to
with
the
me,
next
dog.
column.
Listen, I done been to prison 3 times, chat. I've lived a
Wow.
real life. You know what I'm saying? I've
Wow.
been outside.
You could never
for real,
tell.
right? I used to couldn't go nowhere without
Sometimes
fucking police
isolation does people
bothering me,
good.
pulling me over. They'll see me, pull me the fuck over. I'll walk in the restaurant, they'll be sitting there eating, they'll hurry up and eat and go sit in the parking lot till I come out to pull me over. They don't fuck with me, bro, at all. Ever since I tapped into source code authority, I could be beside them, music loud as fuck, windows down, shaking my dreads. They don't even look. They just be sitting there. I'm driving all behind them fast, all beside them all fast and shit. They don't fuck with me. Somebody said this is true. 111's in the chat if you're going through this experience. You have to understand, police is another system and program of the matrix. Once you tap into your sovereignty, they no longer have any jurisdiction to do whatever they want to do. Now, they'll come get you if you out here and you do some crazy shit right in front of them. But you've broken free from the matrix. Police ain't real, bro. It's not. They not real. It's a part of this reality. Another system. And once you see it and understand that, it's not even just the police. It's a lot of agencies. Period. 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 Not even just the police. It's just a lot of shit. Doesn't shake when it comes to you. Somebody said I thought I was tripping. Nah, you ain't tripping. Right? You was not tripping. So let's talk about this. When you activate source code authority, the first thing you
At the
start to
end, we
realize
slip
in
stitch 4.
life stops being random. Guys, when we thought that we were human beings, life was random.
We're making a dress.
We were waiting for something bad to happen and hope that we can survive it. Now understanding that our actions, frequency, and choices are ushering in the things that are happening in our lives. Not taking accountability because everybody is teaching us Sky Daddy gotta save us. We gotta do everything Sky Daddy says or we're going to hell. Right? But when you tap into source code authority, when you tap in with the consciousness, you start to realize life ain't fucking random. You start to realize everybody that's in your life has a purpose. That girl you met, she's not random, bro. You ain't just, that's not, she's supposed to be in your life. You're in a new story. You're in a new chapter, a new timeline. You need to peek. Is that a lesson or a blessing? That guy that came around says he's not random. There is nothing random happening in your life. The majority of human beings living in this world don't know
2,
that they are
3,
programming
4.
and controlling their lives. And this is
More.
why the majority of people on earth have shitty lives. Because they haven't even stepped into the ability to gain control over what they think is random. It ain't shit random, Chosen. You are not here because you randomly happen to find this. You are here because this shit has already been on your mind. You've already been questioning reality. And I'm just another part of your life that you are supposed to see to move on and continue to be great. You're just coming through the portal. And that's why I show up every day. Because I know every day somebody's new to come through this portal. Right? And I also thank Source for my position and purpose in the Matrix. But Chosen One, this is what I'm telling you, man. Ain't nothing random going on in your life. That feeling that you feel right now, that is not a random feeling. That's that feeling of purpose, like, oh shit, I was meant to see this. Damn, I was meant to hear this morning. Number 2, this is a major one. Thank you so much, chat, for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. Your energy becomes the command. How many of y'all, man, before you came to your awakening, understanding that this life that you lived in was a simulation, this life was the Matrix, you couldn't get nothing to go your way. Couldn't get no car in your name. They denied you. You couldn't move out your hood because you couldn't get approved to get in the nice neighborhoods. You couldn't get shit to go your way. Everything was I hope, man. Hopefully this goes right, man. I hope this happens. But when you step into source code authority, your energy becomes the command. Once you set your mind, you can do it. There's nothing to stop you. The only thing that stops you is your doubt. Bro, I used to couldn't get nothing. I could have a good credit and everything and still, they ain't approving it. Now anything that I want to do, anything that I want, I just be like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And I get it done. Your energy becomes a command. This is not even just being approved for things with credit and stuff. This is just for anything. Right? One day I woke up and I'm like, man, I need to find me a girlfriend. I need to meet a girl, man. I'm tired of being alone. I put in my mind what type of girl I wanted, and damn, same day, found a girl. When you tap into your source code authority, your energy becomes a command for the matrix. There is no more I hope. There is no more maybe. There is no more man. Hopefully this and that. It's yo. I know this is done. I'm about to do this. This is what I'm doing. 111's in the chat. I'm tapped in. I'm never tapping out. You already know. 111's in
Thank
the
you
chat.
guys for the likes. Don't give up. I won't.
Chat, how many
Thank
of you are
you.
noticing time as
Kingston
consciousness?
Right. Thank
How many of you are
you.
noticing that you control
Grand
time?
Rising.
How many of you are understanding that you have the ability to
Keep
bend time?
going.
Guys,
I
listen.
will.
I'm gonna tell you
You
something.
as well.
Time is operating differently from when you
Take
sitting in your house
care.
to when you outside in that world. Time operate different. I can
Thank
sit in the house
you.
all
Good
day.
morning, Grand
In
Rising.
24
Thank you for
hours,
the like. Thank you
it'll
for
go past like a
subscribing.
beautiful 24 hours.
Thank you. Thank you for
Right?
stopping
I'll wake up
through.
before I know it. It's damn near
I
7 to
appreciate
8
it.
o'clock.
More than you
Seems
know.
like I just got up. I can go out there in that world on that highway. Time, I can slow time down. I can
Thank you
speed
so much.
time up. How many of y'all have already
Yes,
figured out
thank
this
you so
glitch
much.
when you at that street light
Do you
and
have
it
a
turn
YouTube
red, you still
channel?
got that 3 seconds to go before them motherfuckers start taking off.
I'll come over and subscribe if you do.
Time, because see, a lot of times, right, we've been taught wrong about time. We've been taught that time is
I'll come and subscribe.
the measurement of seconds, minutes, and hours. Time is really the algorithm of this reality. It's really the algorithm. That's why it's never stopped. That's why I reset every 24 hours. It's an algorithm. This is how you program your life. If you do certain shit every day, it'll get programmed into your life. Right? Time is literally an algorithm. This is how I program my life. By understanding what time is, I do the same certain things every day, and I get better results every time that I do it. Because, for example, how do you know that time's an algorithm? I can prove it to you right now, right? With a couple ways.
Thank you. It's pretty
Eat every
long.
day
It's
at the
gonna be
same time.
addressed.
Guess what's gonna happen if you don't eat at that time? Your stomach gonna be rumbling. You're gonna be hungry. Go to sleep at the same time every day. Guess what's gonna happen when that time comes? If you don't go to sleep, you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be fighting to go. You're gonna be fighting to stay woke. Wake up at the same time every day. You don't need no alarm clock. You're gonna wake up, right? I complete in 10 minutes. It takes, yeah, for sure. A major way to know that time is only an algorithm is
okay, sweetheart.
one
Thank
thing.
you.
No matter where you go in the world, any major city, guess what happens at 5 o'clock? Rush hour. Time is the algorithmic flow of this reality. And when you understand that as consciousness, you gain the ability to bend it because you're no longer measuring it. I barely, honestly, chat, I barely check to see what time it is. Like if I'm checking the time, it's because I'm trying to do something at a specific
Hi,
time.
welcome in.
I don't check the time to see, oh, what time is it?
Please like and
It's 8
subscribe,
o'clock.
you guys.
No, I don't do that. I say at this time I'm doing this. This time I'm doing this because I know how to use my time. What we do with our time get reinforced back into our lives through gravity. You got to understand that, and we'll be talking about that on a later time. But guys, how many of you have noticed that you got a better control over time when you break free from the matrix by understanding that you are in source authority? Time is able to be bent. I can make minutes long, or I can make them short. I can get somewhere that says 20 minutes on the GPS in 10. I can get somewhere that says 20 minutes on the GPS in rush hour traffic in 15 to 13 minutes. Easy. And that's not even with speeding.
Know about
That's just because I understand the patterns in my traffic in my city. Chat, when you tap in with source code authority, NPCs start to act differently. Now, let's talk about this for a second. What are NPCs? Let's talk about this. You got to understand this. NPCs. Let's talk about NPCs for a second. NPCs, guys. NPCs are people. All right. They're not just white people. This is just a picture that was generated by AI. NPCs come in all race, all shape, all sizes. All right. NPCs are the majority of this reality. All right. NPCs are real human beings. Human beings only exist in the 3D physical holographic universe. All right. This is why you need an avatar to experience 3D holographic life. NPCs are not like you and me. They are not consciousness controlling avatars. They are scripted, programmed entities operating in program script. All right. Human beings don't have free will. Human beings don't have the ability to change. That's why humans don't change. Souls do. Think about this. Now, everything that I say, I like to prove it. You've evolved, right? Every year of your life, you've evolved. You are not who you were 10 years ago. You don't do the same shit that you did 5 years ago. You are not even who you are last year, right? Why do you think there's so many people in the world that haven't evolved? Why do you think it's so many niggas? Why
Thank
do you
you
think it's
guys
so
for
many
coming
men and
through.
women out here doing the same shit that they was doing? Everybody is not a soul. Souls naturally evolve. Human beings, they don't. This is why you can leave your neighborhood for 5, 10 years, come back, and they still doing the same shit. You can leave your hood 5 years, go do a bid, come home from prison, niggas still doing the same shit that they was doing when you left. You can move across the country for 2 or 3 years, come back home, niggas is still in the same position doing the same shit, thinking and believing and acting the same. Souls evolve, humans don't. Human
It's looking
beings
great, you
only
guys.
exist in the matrix. You, as
Let's see
consciousness,
how much
you are
further we
not
have
of this
to go.
world. What did the Christ say to the people? That the Christ said, "Ye are of the world, but me, I am not. I am not of this plane." Guys, you gotta understand, everybody's not like you. This is why some people can't wake up. This is why some people are still chasing the illusion. They don't have a choice. You gotta understand. Just like when you play your favorite video game, you are the main character. Everybody else is a part of the game.
That's
You
panel
gotta
1.
start being able to understand that. So when you come to your source code authority, NPCs, a lot of NPCs, thank you, chat. A lot of NPCs start to act differently. And a lot of y'all are probably going through that right now. Where some people, they just can't get along with you. They just go against everything that you say, everything that you stand for. They don't want to be around you. You come around, motherfucker, get up. As soon as you walk in, motherfucker, get up and walk out. Right? Some of them listening to everything. They want to do everything you want to say. Like some of y'all, thank you so much, chat. Some of y'all got people in your life that have never, ever wanted to cooperate or listen to shit you had to say. But now that you've come to your spiritual awakening, you operate in source code authority, that negative baby mama that always wanted to beef, she want to listen now. She want to be cool. That motherfucking negative baby daddy that always was causing problems and cheating, now he want to be cool again. He want to get another chance. He want to work out shit. Right? Yeah. When you tap in with source code authority, NPCs start acting different. How many of you are even noticing people, randoms, when you go to stores or when you're out in traffic, out in public, random people opening doors for you, being nice.
Yeah.
When you tap in with source code authority, NPC, see, you ain't even know that you was on this spiritual awakening, that you were being gang stalked or tracked, targeted, anything that you may be going out there, going through out here, you ain't know that was because you was activating your source code authority. See, this reality didn't want you to step into that source code authority. This reality didn't want you, it did not want you to become sovereign. You had no realization that everything you've been going through was a part of this reality trying to keep you from tapping in.
Hi, Kingston. You're back.
But you've crossed.
Thank you for joining me this
And now
morning.
you tapped
I
all the
really
way
appreciate
in,
it.
and you're starting to control your reality. I promise you, if you came in here
Blessings,
today,
peace, and
this
love
is
to
not
you and
by
yours.
chance. You found this live because you have activated your source code authority. You are operating 100% in Christ consciousness. Somebody said, so that's what that was. Facts. Facts, that's what that was. You're taking your sovereignty back. Number 5, major sign that you are tapped in with your sovereignty, synchronicities. become the default. Let's talk about this. How many of you are learning to read your synchronicities in this simulation? What is a synchronicity? Of course, we understand these are numbers, right? But synchronicities are not just numbers. Let me give you some examples of what synchronicities are to me. If I pull up to a place and I see a stray cat, right? If I pull up somewhere and I'm chilling and all of a sudden I happen to be outside and I see a stray cat, it walks up to me and it looks at me and it says meow, and then it turns and walks the other way, I know that I'm supposed to leave. That's a synchronicity.
Have y'all ever went through
I've
that?
seen that pattern too
I
many
have.
times. And when I don't leave this place, some weird shit happens. So, I just seen that cat come and meow at me. Let me get in the car and go ahead and get up out of here. If I pull up to a place and as I'm going there, I see the hawks flying around. I might see hawks. I might halfway through the trip, I might just see random a flock of hawks just circling in the sky on my way there. That means I'm headed in the right direction. I'm going where I'm supposed to go in life. That's a confirmation. That's another synchronicity.
Awesome.
If I see a 111,
yes,
confirmation automatically for me.
Absolutely. Kingston.
So all of us have synchronicities
And the
in this life
crow,
because the Matrix
like
talks
if
to
you
you.
see like the
As
crow
the
just
main
standing
player
there,
in your
just
reality,
like
this reality
stopping and
talks to you.
staring
You're
at you.
generating it. Turn
That's
across
something
the
that means
road
there's
and rabbits for me
something
for
going
sure.
on in the area.
You got to
The
know your
crows
synchronicity.
watch.
Now, a lot of y'all are starting to be able to read.
It's so crazy.
One
It's
of
so
them is in
crazy
the
what he's
chat.
saying is so
If you can read your
real.
synchronicities, if you understand when life is talking to you. Another major one, right? This is major. Now, a lot of y'all are going to know that you have activated source code authority because of this right here. Old programs fall apart. When you are operating in source code authority, old programs fall apart. It's the reason why you lost that job. You thought that you thought that was something bad, but nah, it was an illusion. See, in life, right? Let's talk about this. I need y'all to know a lot of y'all have
Thank
been
you guys for
distracted.
coming in today.
That job,
I
it was a
appreciate
distraction.
it.
That relationship,
And
it was a distraction.
yeah, we're just listening to the Matrix record this morning. Doing
Those
some
friendships,
crochet.
all distractions. When you tap into source code authority, anything that is not in alignment with you and your purpose will fall because you are no longer in the illusion anymore. Illusions cannot hold up. That's the reason why that girl wasn't for you, brother. It's not because you not that nigga. It's not because you know what I'm saying. You don't know how to stroke her, right? It's just because the illusion, bro. It's a distraction. It was never meant. It wasn't in your life to push you to purpose, sis. That guy, he didn't leave because you was some bullshit. He left because it was the illusion cannot hold up. The reason why you ain't gang banging no more. The reason why you ain't in the streets doing the shit that you used to do. The reason why you don't run with the guys that you used to run with or the girls that you used to run with is literally because old programs fall apart. You cannot do it when you are walking out of the illusion. Somebody say, I don't think I do nothing that I used to. It's all an illusion. This can be chaotic at first, right? This can be very chaotic because you be like, damn, bro, I don't know what the fuck going on. Everything going wrong. Motherfucking niggas at my top. I can't keep a girlfriend. My boyfriend don't want. It's so chaotic cute. At first.
Thank you,
because
Smalley.
This reality is pissed the fuck off. The Archons, they mad as fuck. But once you make it through that illusion, once you see it for what it is, and you like it, and you love it, and you stop paying attention to the things that are not aligned to you, your new program start. This is when you find your real wife. This is when you find your real husband. This is when you step into your real career. Not that bullshit 9 to 5, but something that's circulating around you.
1, 2, 3.
This is when you found your soul family, your real friends, friends that incarnated in this reality with you. Chat, the number one thing that happens and the most powerful thing, and some of you are stepping into this right now, is that you no longer operate on survival frequency. You move into sovereignty. There ain't no more surviving, it's only thriving. Certain shit you just ain't gonna do for money. Back in the day, we used to do anything for money. When I was asleep, I'd do anything for money. Nigga tell me to tie you up. He got a nice, some change for me. Where you at? Where's the rope?
It's crazy.
But now that I've tapped in, bro, and I've seen life for what it is, I ain't doing certain shit. I'm just not doing for no money.
Right.
It's just certain shit I ain't gonna do for no money. I ain't gonna hurt nobody for no cash.
Right.
I ain't gonna, bust the ass for no cash. I ain't goddamn doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious for me. Money don't rule me. That's why money come to me easy.
That's right.
Because I understand that shit is just energy. When you tap in with sovereignty, you no longer go operate in survival mode. You are now operating in real consciousness. Now, 111's in the chat to all my people who are operating in sovereignty. Somebody say, how you get your sovereignty, chat? How do I activate my source code authority? By understanding
Thank you guys for being
that
here this
you
morning.
are not this body, but the consciousness that is in control of the body. And the more you understand that, the more you get in that mirror every morning and say, I am not this body, I am the consciousness, show me the way. I am not this body, I am the consciousness, show me the way. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to go through a shift. You're going to literally feel the consciousness separate from the body. You're going to understand that you are in control of this body, and you're going to be tapped into conscious view and become the observer. If you want to tap into sovereignty, if you haven't done it yet, every morning when you get up, take 5 minutes in the mirror and remind yourself that you are not this body, but you are the consciousness programming and controlling this body's life. All right? When you understand that, you out of here. Now, guys, I need you to understand that things are deeper than what they used to be. So we just went over. The first thing you got to understand about the matrix is that you are generating and controlling the matrix. We talked about the observer effect. All right, for all of y'all that are new, let's talk about it one more time, right? Because I need you to understand how important this is. So if we look at the observer effect, what is it? The first thing you got to know about the matrix is that you are controlling the reality. All right, we look at the observer effect. What is the observer effect? This is quantum physics. All right, it's one of the main principles in quantum physics. It's not a conspiracy. It has already been proven by mainstream science with something called the double slit experiment. First done in 1953. They've known this for a long time. We're just catching up. Now, your attention. The thing you got to know about this reality, Chosen, your attention is currency. Because you are consciousness, your attention is currency. How do you know that your attention is currency? Because people get paid off views. People get paid off ticket sales. People get paid off streams. If 100 million people watch my content, guess what happens? I become rich. All right, that is not by coincidence. That is because your attention is currency in this reality. That's why everybody wants your attention. Why is your attention currency? Because it creates reality. Let's look at it. If you look at this, it says, before observation, waves spread out over space and time. What does that mean? Before you observe. How do you observe in this reality? You can see, taste, smell, hear, touch. Before you observe, waves spread out over space and time. What is a wave? These are particles that make up all mass and matter. Electrons, neutrons, solphons, photons, molecules, and atoms. All right? Before observation, waves or matter spreads out over space and time. Imagine my cup just starting to spread out over space and time. It would literally disappear. Your mind changes reality. At the time of observation, particle localized space-time event, you are creating reality. All right, that's the first thing you got to understand. The second thing, we talked about it. You are not the body, you are the soul. Now, how did life get complicated? Let's talk about this. What is going on right now? All right, I need you to understand that while you're here right now listening to this, you don't understand
We're
that you're
listening.
fighting in spiritual warfare right now. You don't understand that. You just sitting here paying attention to this information and taking it in. You're beating, you're whooping ass right now. You fucking shit up.
We
You
are.
fucking shit up right now. Let's talk about the spiritual warfare right now. Let's talk about the way the earth is, so we can all get in this collective understanding of the narrative that is really running.
The thing about
the
it
main
is you
storyline
hear the
of Earth
truth
right now. All right, let's talk about the main storyline. So, how many of you have ever heard
You
of
know the
Adam
truth
and
when you
Eve?
hear it.
111's in the chat. If you know who Adam and Eve is.
Now, a lot of things that the Matrix Baker is saying, sometimes you will not get it
Now,
right then, but you will get it later.
Adam and Eve, the thing that sticks out to me the most, right? The thing that sticks out to me the most about Adam and Eve is they incarnated as full-grown adults. Adam and Eve did not have to be babies.
That's another point that he brought out.
Isn't that kind
a couple
of
days ago?
Interesting.
It is
Adam
very
and Eve,
interesting.
they came in as full-grown adults, right?
Came in as full-grown adults in that
Now,
place.
we understand that Adam and Eve weren't the only beings here. They weren't. Because supposedly, the snake gave Adam the apple, gave Eve the apple, right?
Eve.
So
right.
Adam and Eve weren't the only beings here. The snake used to walk upright, like a human being, a reptilian, right? Gave her the apple, she ate it, boom, boom, boom. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this story.
Welcome in, Kingdom Children. I love you. I love you guys.
Adam and Eve were not the first people.
You well.
They were the last souls to incarnate as full-grown adults.
Like
let's talk about this.
Before.
There was a time, chat, before the reincarnation loop that we are in now. There's a reincarnation loop. This is why we're here. We're trying to break this reincarnation loop so souls can stop being harvested and move on. Now, before the reincarnation loop, souls, we used to come into this reality without the amnesia. All right? We used to come into reality with the full-grown understanding that we were souls having a human experience to expand to the next level in consciousness. We had no reason to be babies. This shit was like a open world video game. We would incarnate, come through the portal in the Matrix. We knew why we was here. We would have fun, whatever, learn our physical lessons, and go about our business. Right? What happened? What happened? The archons. Let's talk about who are the archons. Now, guys, some of you have never heard of this, but this is one of the oldest stories in existence. Talking about the archons. It's a real thing.
Thank you guys for sitting and listening.
The archons. Let's talk about it. Who are the archons? All right, shout out to YouTube. Everybody that's liking, everybody that's sharing, thank you so much. Everybody that's hitting that subscribe, shout out to YouTube. We got 300 people up here on YouTube. Shout out to TikTok. We got 600 people over here on TikTok. Everybody that's hitting that screen, sharing the gifts, liking and sharing, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to the people. Let's rock out, though. So, who are the archons? And this is something that we got to really talk about. You must know who the archons are. Archons are your enemy. These are the beings who we are fighting against to take our construct back. We are in a fight for the Matrix. This is what's going on right now. All right? Who are the archons? These are low vibrational entities who have taken control, who took control over this reality, and they feed on your soul vibration. All right? They feed on your energy. All right? Now, they need you in a low vibrational state. All right? Think about the world. Why do you think that everything that is not normal, chat, why do you think everything that's promoted is low vibrational as fuck? Why do you think it's so hard for the truth to get out? Why do you think it's so hard for people to come into this world and have positive things and have to jump through loops where somebody can promote violence, promote sex, promote adultery, promote all of these low vibrational things, and they take off?
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why do you think if you turn on CNN right now, they're going to show you a bunch of shit that makes you sad or makes you scared or makes you feel like the world's going to end? Why do you think if you scroll up on these social media apps, you're going to see things that constantly make you want to lust? You're going to see things that constantly make you mad. You're going to see things that constantly make you in fear. Why do you think you can't even listen to fucking R&B no more? Because the shit over-sexual. Over-sexual. These niggas is fucking sex addicts and freaks and shit. Like, I can't even listen to a good R&B song no more because the shit always about a nigga cheating. I can't listen to certain music because it make me want to cheat. I gotta turn this shit off. It's always got me ready to creep on a bitch. Right?
Crazy, Jay.
Why do you think this is the reason why? Bro, I be so annoyed with music sometimes.
Yeah,
I be like, yo, this shit is annoying as fuck.
I'm really not. I don't listen to a whole lot
this
of
shit
music.
over-sexual.
I like jazz, my favorite.
Over-sexual. It's all about cheating.
Classical
it's all
music.
about lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro. Can y'all niggas, like, famous niggas don't have their own bitches. Like, I'm starting to think R&B and rap niggas, they don't fuck their own women. They just trying to fuck yours. Because that's all niggas rap about.
That's crazy.
Right? The shit get irritating. I can't listen to it because it put me in the mode to want to fuck a nigga bitch. So, I done had to cut that shit off. But why do you think that's like that, chat? That is not normal. It's because we have been living in a world that's under archonic influence. The archons need you in lust. That's why you can go get on a corn site for free. Corn is free. Y'all remember back in the days when we was kids, you had to pay for that shit. This shit free as hell now. Right? That's why you can just access it so easy. They need your loosh because they feed on it. And this is how they sustain life. This is why the world is in the state that it's in right now. You are onto something. I'm telling you the truth. It's why the world is in the state that it's in. All right? It's why everything that comes across these screens, 9 times out of 10, is promoting some type of low vibration. Because once you are in a low vibration, they can feed on you. 111's in the chat if you see it. Now, the archons are low vibrational entities who exist in the conscious realm. This is how they hijacked our reality through the conscious realm. What is the conscious realm? This is the realm or the field in which your thoughts exist. How do the archons feed or attack you? Through intrusive thoughts,
like and subscribe,
by controlling NPCs or human beings around you, and creating low frequency loops for you to fall into. All right, archonic presence is very heavy in this earth today, but they're only little parasites, and if they can't feed, they can't win. And this is what you're seeing. You're witnessing the destruction of archons. This is why the world is in a state of chaos, because the world is trying to do anything to get you in a low vibrational state. Man, listen, anytime they start telling you, the White House start telling you that aliens exist, and they opening up alien files, and they opening up Epstein files and all this crazy shit. Y'all don't see that all this shit is a distraction trying to get you in a low frequency. They cannot harvest your energy anymore, bro. They're literally doing anything they can do to keep you down, to keep you sick, to keep you in fear, to keep you scared, to keep you looking over your shoulder, because they cannot harvest your fucking energy. You see it now. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. We're literally beating the fuck out of them by just awakening and having awareness. They exist in the conscious realm, the field in between the spirit and the physical, the field where your thoughts generate. This is why you gotta guard your thoughts. This is why they want to influence you through music or through the things that you see. So, when the archons took over this reality, this caused the reincarnation loop that we're trying to break now, right? That we're breaking now. Now, this is when souls had to become babies. Babies represent the conscious wife. Every time that you have reincarnated, for the ones that have reincarnated, everyone in here ain't reincarnated, right? But every time you reincarnate, right? Somebody said, be careful, you saying a lot. They already tried to kill me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to do.